Cloud. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday morning business chat. Whether you're, live with us on Zoom, liveyoungerzoom.com, or maybe you're live with us as we're live streaming on Facebook. We do these calls every Thursday morning, like our Monday call, our Monday miracle call, where we're product and testimonial focused. On Thursday, we're kind of business focused. And as many of you know, every Wednesday we have a director's call, and we get a lot of feedback from the directors on subjects and topics to discuss on these calls. And yesterday it became clear that maybe we needed to do a little Facebook training, because we're in the Facebook generation, we're in this Facebook era, and I know some people just don't want to be on Facebook. If there was a reasonable other opportunity, I'm with you. But from a business standpoint, it works. There's some features and benefits they provide to us at no cost that's hard to say no to. So today's featured trainer is none other than Robin. So I'm going to mute my computer so she can unmute hers, and I'm going to turn things over to her.
Okay. Oops.
There we go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm going to actually pull up the Facebook page. And I first want to start out by saying, some people are much more comfortable with Facebook than others. Some people, it's like totally brand new. And for other people, it's like second nature. So we're going to kind of speak to those that this is something new, or something they're not really comfortable with yet. And so what we want to do, because what we're doing right now is we're doing Facebook Lives.
Turn your camera on?
No, I don't want to turn my camera on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm going to do a screen share.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to do a screen share here, and I'm going to walk you through. So we're doing Facebook Lives, and for some people, they're totally comfortable with that. Other people, it's totally brand new. So we want to give some basics on utilizing Facebook to really support your business. And so I'm going to do a screen share here. Can everyone see the Facebook page?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good, you're on mute, so you can't respond. So I'm just going to walk through some basic things for everybody and show you some treasures that you might not know exist in there, because there's a lot of them. And so here's our basic Facebook page, Live Younger, and you can see I'm on the home page here, and there's all kinds of things here. And again, I'm your happy clicker, and whether it's Facebook or LifeWave back office or LifeWave .com, I invite you to just open things up and see what's there. So the first thing is we want to make sure that you know how to invite your people to the Facebook page. And the first thing is you need to be friends with them on Facebook in order to invite anyone. And there's this lovely little invite button, and all you do is click it, and then you invite your Facebook friends. And so you click on that and you pick a friend. And you type it in. So I'm going to pick David Hobbs just because he's first there. And I know he's in our business, and he's obviously not in the group. And I'm going to click on his name, and then I'm going to send the invite. It's that easy. Now, if you have someone that doesn't show up right away, you can type their name in. And let's say I'll put Gregory in here. And what it's going to show is that he is already a member. If he's not a member, it'll be dark and you just click the box. So you could type in anyone you want and invite people, because these Facebook Lives that we're doing 3 times a week are treasures. And I'm going to show you where to find the treasures in a few minutes. But, 3 times a week, we have our leaders coming on and giving wisdom, skills, tips, things to really build your business. And we invite you to be connected with them. If you happen to be available, you can turn your notifications on. This is when you're going to know if there's a Facebook Live happening. So see this joined button here, there's a drop down here, and it says manage notifications. You click on that, and then you click on notification settings, all posts. Okay, and you make sure that that's clicked. Now what's going to happen is this little bell up here is where the notifications show up. And so if you have that clicked, and I'm a little embarrassed, but I'll do it anyway, show you that I have a gazillion notifications. So there's a lot of notifications here happening, but you will find out, let's see, let me get rid of that. When someone is, when you have a notification. Okay, so let's go back to the page here. I'm going to show you a few more things. And we have these different topics here. About discussion guides, featured rooms, topic, and more. I'm not going to go through everything. I'm going to go through what's most important. And the discussion shows you the feed. So I'm doing basic things. So here's the feed. And the feed will always start out with a pinned announcement. And we as admins like to pin what's most current and important for people right now. There's this special that's going on where you get a free glutathione with a $200 purchase is what's up. Okay. But then I want to show you something that I learned not that long ago is underneath the announcement, there's this little thing that's easy to miss. And it says new activity or recent post.
There we are right now.
Okay, there we are. There we are. So if you do new activity, if you keep that one checked, if someone makes a comment on an older post, that'll move it up the feed for you. If you click recent posts, only the recent posts will show first. And so if you want to see the new information of what's going on, keep it at recent posts. And if you want to see the newest activity of someone commenting, because we have some stories that have been around for a long time, but someone found them and they commented, then it raises it all the way up to the top. So it's a good thing to know that. Thank you, Angela Shaughnessy. She's been teaching so many little details about Facebook to all of us that you have this option right here. So I like to keep it on recent posts to see what's going on. All right. So here's our Facebook Live. I love it. Alive and well. So now let's take a look at, and I'm only going to spend a few minutes and then we're going to open up for questions and comments. And if you have other recent things you want to share about Facebook, great. But I want to make sure everyone knows how to invite people, knows how to have their notifications on, because when those lives come on, you have an opportunity to engage. You can be live with whoever is being the trainer that day and sharing their wonderful bits of wisdom. And you write comments, write questions. They may or may not answer you in live time, but engagement really, really makes a difference for not just who's sharing, but for the whole community, because you might have a question on what they're talking about that can serve so many other people. And if you are not able to be on the live, you can go back and watch it and you can add your comments or questions into their Facebook Live and they will get responded to at a later date. Okay, so now I'm, maybe I should, so now I want to go to a section that a lot of people know about, but a lot of people don't. What we like to do as a community is make things as accessible and easy for you to access. And we do realize that there's a tremendous amount of information available. And we like to store it in an organized way. And Gregory looked at this yesterday. He goes, we need an index for the guides. And so we will be creating that. We're constantly working on things. So the guides, the guides are like a file cabinet. So when you click on the guides, we have 26 of them. we need to do some editing and deleting some older documents and some changes, but I'm not going to get into a lot of judgment about what we need to do right now. I just want to show you the guides. The guides are posts to make things easy for you to find things. So there's a welcome guide. Welcome to the Live Younger movement and community. And I'm going to say this on recording as a commitment from Gregory and I before he leaves for his trip. We're going to have a welcome video from the two of us. We've got all the bullet points of what we need to cover, and we've been promising to do that. So we're going to get that done, and there will be a welcome video from us, and it'll be placed in here. Then guide number 2 is getting started materials. Again, I'm not going to go through all of those, but notice instructions to set up your pay system. When someone comes on board, you want to set that up. And you can see down here, there's 7 more. And there's a paper app. I think I have upgraded that paper app. Like if you're at an event or something and you have someone that's ready to sign up, have a paper app and sign it up. So this is where you will find it in the Getting Started training and materials. So the next guide is other training. So I'm going to highlight a few things because I think you're going to love them. A lot of you came on after Phil Jones. If you miss Phil Jones, you don't want to miss him. So you can click on this link. It'll take you. It's still available and up, which they said we'd only have a year. But when you click on this, it's going to show you the Phil Jones series that he did for us. And it was nothing short of brilliant. There's amazing resources here. So this is how you get to it. You click on this link and there's a password, lowercase x39, and there's 6 or 8 in this series, and we went through it twice. So I wanted you to see that this is an easy place to find it, because a lot of people refer to Phil Jones, the exactly what to say. People's lives have transformed from some simple lines from Phil Jones. And then many people don't even know about this one. Dr. Nicholas and Dr. Tom and I did a talk for 100 doctors, and it's an hour long, but there's a lot of really valuable information in there that Dr. Nicholas shared. So I think you're going to really enjoy that. Again, I'm not going to go through all of what goes on in guide number 3, but let's go to guide number 4. So guide number 4 is LifeWave history video. If you haven't watched that, you want to watch that. Again, there's sample posts, there's a guide. Let me get out of this one and make it easier for everybody. So guide 3, guide 4, some X39 information. As you can see, we could put a lot more in there, and recorded calls. So if you want to get right to our YouTube channel without clicking Live Younger YouTube and you don't know how to do it, it's there. So there's some sample media posts, social media posts. That's going to have some major updates very, very soon from Dana, who's creating all kinds of wonderful content for it. Here's a whole section on the comp plan. And Emily, here again is how to set up your pay portal in the second place. Chuck Michaels on LifeWave Connect did a comp plan training with a yellow pad and a Sharpie. It was fabulous. For people that are not techie, they loved it. There's all kinds of other things there. News articles. Suzanne Summers gave us permission to reprint the chapter in her book that has David in it. If you don't want to buy the whole book, you can just click and read it there. The stem cell article is there that we talk about a lot. So then we have specials and promotions. We created an insulated bag a few years ago, and we might bring it back. So we'll deal with that later. There's some motivation, news you can use. I think we should probably get rid of that, but testimonials and protocols, a very important section, guide 12. And notice there's 47 more. So on our Vibrant Living Facebook page, we have hundreds of stories. On our Live Younger, we don't have quite hundreds, but we have a lot, and we can mention the patches here. So know if you're looking for a good story or wanting to be inspired, here's a place you can look. We did a good to know section. Now we're doing that in our newsletter. So that's more current. This is one of the most important sections. And one of the reasons I actually started creating guides is personally, I was frustrated. I wanted to find David Schmidt videos easily, and it was not easy. So I wanted to make a place. So Judy, Daniel, and I put this together and went searching and put a lot of time in to put a lot of David's information here. So notice David's health program that he presented at Nova, and maybe I'll relabel that and say presented at Nova. If you want to find it, you can find it there. And so here's David doing a lot of trainings, and it's not just his LifeWave Connect trainings. There's a variety of other things here. Here's an interview that Onyx did with David, and there's part 1 and part 2. And here's a tribute to Dr. Steve Haltewanger, who was the medical officer. If you haven't listened to that, oh my gosh, you're going to get some fascinating information about Alavida in there and about Eon and glutathione. It's very entertaining, but sadly, Dr. Haltewanger passed away. And so it's a wonderful tribute that Dr. Karen Can did in honor of Dr. Steve. So there's just a bunch of things in here that I said are not just about, the LifeWave Connect. There's a few other things in here. So if you listen to your heart's content, because there's a lot of wonderful things in here. If you want to if you've got time and you've got, you're folding laundry and you say, oh, I want to go listen to David. There's a quick, easy place to get inspired by David. And thank you, Judy, Daniel, because the two of us put a lot of time into that. And if you come across other things, let us know and we'll add it to that guide. And so continuing on, that's guide number 14, one of the most important guides that is available here. If you're doing events, we have some simple things, getting back to doing personal events. Darlene did a wonderful piece on creating the structure for a home event. Here's the banner. Here's the stem cell article. We're going to be adding more pieces to that because more and more people are doing live events, and we'll, create this to be a little bit more robust for people to have access to these resources. And here's some corporate calls. And again, we need to do a lot of editing here, but there's Dr. Melinda. God bless that woman. We met her it was March 31st of 2019 is when we went, Dr. Melinda, the day the penny dropped for Gregory. So here's some resources for healthcare practitioners. I don't think we need to do the newsletters in here. We haven't kept them up consistently. So there's introduction, LifeWave and X39 intro to Dr. Zooms. When we had, when COVID happened, we started doing some intros, and here's some of the doctor's calls in here too. But again, we need to do some editing. Here's some LifeWave Connects. We can fill that one out. So instead of going to the LifeWave YouTube channel for LifeWave Connect, we can fill this in, and it just takes a lot of time. So there's a lot of updating we can do. 30 minutes of wisdom. There's a few of them on there. If you didn't ever hear Go for No, if you came on after we started that, Andrea Waltz was our very first guest on 30 Minutes of Wisdom. That is an amazing program. Bottom line, the most successful people here know more often. If you have people that are concerned about rejection, that's a really good program to go to, because learning how to receive no's is good. Here's a little bit about our Vibrant Living page. On here, there's a guide on that. There's some patching FAQs. And notice there's 39 more. So if you're wanting to learn some more about that, also there's business FAQs. And then here we have what I want. This is the reason we did this call today, is Facebook Lives. So all of the Facebook Lives, we're going to move them into Guide 26. So if you don't want to scroll through to find out, oh my God, Angela did this amazing, and I recommend everybody listen to this one. This was our introduction to Facebook Lives. She tells how to get the notifications on your mobile, on your computer. What do you want to say, honey?
I was going to say, because, we're going to be probably eliminating some of the other guides. Maybe we can get this up closer to the top. So it won't stay number 26. And I also want to say, we started creating this before we had our Live Younger YouTube channel. So the
Right.
YouTube channel is a great source for a lot of our live events that probably we don't need to keep it in both places. We now have the YouTube channel.
Right. So
Yeah.
we need to spend some time and tweak this, but really on our director's call, I showed this to everyone because we just put this together. These are all the Facebook Lives we've done up to date. And so Angela was the first one on launching Facebook Lives, tips, tools, and trainings, how to set things up, why we're doing this, how to engage with this, what it's about. And then everyone else that's done Facebook Live. So you can just click on them and they're very, very short. So I'm going to stop talking and I'm going to open things up for questions. We have a lot of things in the chat. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Oh my goodness, all kinds of things. All right, so if you have a question, why don't you unmute your line and Gregory, you want to monitor that so I can look at the chat? See if there's anyone that you can raise your hand or unmute your call. And can only members be invited? Helen asks. The Live Younger Facebook group is for members of our Live Younger community. It's mostly for distributors. We do have some customers that want to be on there, and that's fine. But just know the orientation in our market and this Facebook group is for our distributors in our Live Younger community. Okay. Is there a business license needed when sharing Facebook business info on Facebook?
Not in the US.
Not in the US. Okay. Thank you, Gregory.
Probably not in Canada either.
Okay. And let's see what else we have. Jocelyn, thank you. I hope this was helpful. And honestly, I take so much for granted. And I think that's true for all of us. When we know something, it's easy, but it's like, I didn't know the difference between recent posts and, recent activity. I didn't know that. Okay. Thank you, Jocelyn. Do you have to be on, on Facebook to get notified of Facebook? Absolutely. Yes. You have to be on Facebook. Otherwise you can't access the live. Yeah. And we do know, like Gregory said, that some people, and I came across this yesterday with a brand new distributor. She goes, I'm not on Facebook. She goes, and she realized that a lot of the value that we have for our community is in the Live Younger Facebook group. So she's going to activate her business account, and you don't have to be active personally, but you do need to have an account. So I know a lot of people are hesitant with Facebook, and I appreciate that, but you can set up, and we've actually had people set up alias names. You do need to have a current phone number.
I do want to mention, and if Judy, if you'd like to chime in, one of the driving forces for Judy Daniel to create Nitty Gritty is because we had a number of people in the organization, in the community that says, I'm not on Facebook. How do I get this valuable information? And Judy took it upon herself to become a web designer and create Nitty Gritty. So people that weren't on Facebook, so there is some redundancy. And Judy, if you want to chime in for a minute, we'd love to hear your voice this morning.
Here is my voice. What would you like me to add, Gregory?
Oh, she was there a minute
I guess
ago.
not. Okay, well, we have a few hands up. So
okay.
why don't you unmute? Kathleen, why don't you unmute, and then Angela?
Hey, Robert, Judy was talking.
Can't hear you.
Judy was talking. This is
Are you
Helen.
trying
Judy,
to talk, Kathleen?
I'm ready to talk.
Okay. Angela, you want to unmute?
Yes.
I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me?
Well, you have your volume off.
I do. Oh, okay. No, I have my volume on.
Hello?
It's on.
I'm going to talk to see if you can hear
Okay.
me.
Oh. Okay. So
Hello?
let me. Okay, Angela can.
Yeah,
All right, I'm going to
hello,
turn
this
mine
is
off
Angela.
because
Yeah,
something.
we're going to switch over to mine.
Okay.
Okay. I think.
Yeah, it's interesting when
echo.
we're right next to each other. Okay, so Kathleen, you want to try again?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Now we can. Thank you.
Okay. My question is, I'm sorry I got on late, but do you access this Facebook
By going to Live Younger ! Or liveyounger.facebook.com.
Okay, great question. What you want to do is if you, and there's many places to get there, okay? Many ways to get there. If you put liveyoungerfb.com in your browser, you will get there if you're a member of the group. If you need to do a search and you search for Live Younger in the Facebook searches, there's a lot of other Live Youngers.
Yes.
So you can, yes, you've noticed that.
Yes.
And it is a private group. So the only way it's going to show up is if you're a member. So you can do a search up here, see in the search right here,
Where?
and you
Wait
can
a minute. Wait a minute.
exclamation point, and you'll
Oh.
get there also. There's many ways to get there. Okay.
I couldn't get there with Living Younger ! I was all over the place.
Live Younger.
Live Younger, I'm sorry, Live Younger !
So just use, and again, we provide a lot of redundancy to make it easy for people to find things. So in your newsletter is the link. And if you are a member, you can just click on that link. And then we recommend you put it in your bookmarks bar so it's easy to access. So when I go to my bookmarks bar, it's like, okay, there it is right there.
I don't know what a bookmark bar is, but I'll find out. How's
Okay.
that?
And it's easy to find, okay?
Okay, all right,
right.
thank you.
So Angela.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, thank you. I was the problem.
I can tell.
I could never get away with saying that.
That's
Yeah.
because everybody knows I love her.
Yeah.
Okay, so Phil Jones, exactly what to say, that series. If I want to, is there some way to send somebody a link to that who's not necessarily a member yet?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
okay, how?
Yes, you can just go to that link because that
Mhm.
link is not related to LifeWave or to our Facebook group. So when you go to that link in the guide, you can just click on the link, or you can just send that link to someone.
Along with the
Okay.
passcode.
Yeah, with the
X39.
password.
Yeah, that's open to anybody.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay, X39. Okay, so it's just capital X39 is the
Lower
passcode?
X, lowercase x.
It is case sensitive and it has to be a lower X.
X39. Okay, got it. Okay. Now that you said that particular one was not related to LifeWave or the Facebook group. What about any other things that are posted there, like maybe a video from David Schmidt? Would you be able to go there and send that link to somebody from there?
Okay, great question. So I'm going to go to David Schmidt's links. Now, the deal is when the company does, like yesterday, David did a LifeWave Connect on glutathione. It is available on the LifeWave Business Builders Facebook group, and you can watch that live at whatever time. And then a week later, they create a YouTube link for it. So for instance, with, well, I'll just click on this one just because it's right in front of me. If it's a YouTube link, so this one you can see is a Facebook link, and that one's not shareable to someone that is not in the group. But let's see if this one's a YouTube link. It's not. So some of these are YouTube links and some of these are not.
So YouTube links are shareable, and the ones that don't have a YouTube link, they're not shareable.
Correct. And that would be another level of our admin group to go through each one of these and find the YouTube link for as many of them as possible. Yes.
And in our new pre-release training site, and you guys are welcome to check it out. It's in final stages of beta test, liveyoungersuccess.com, which is the revised version of nitty-gritty basics. There's a whole section in the library for David Schmidt and their shareable links. So, and David training on every product we have. So that's an easy place to go. And that soon will become our primary new distributor training site. It was designed with new distributors in mind. So we're still going to have Nitty Gritty 101, which is more robust with a lot of other information. But this is kind of the reincarnation of Nitty Gritty basics. And there is a library section where you can download PDFs. Excuse me. And in the library, there's also a David Schmidt section where you can go and download and click to watch or shareable links for all of the David Schmidt product trainings.
And Gregory, this is Judy. I just wanted to say how excited I am about this new platform, the new layout. People are going to love it. Thank you for spearheading this WordPress foundation as opposed to GoDaddy. It's a real one-upmanship, I think, for the look and the feel. Although from my limited understanding of how to create a website, GoDaddy was the only thing I could get my head around. So I'm glad you've taken it to the next level. Thank you.
And thank you, Judy, for being the driving force who created
yeah.
all of the content that we had that enabled us to create a modern WordPress based website. So thank you. It's a team sport here.
It sure is.
Yeah.
Okay, other questions from people?
I have a question about how to see the live chat. Like I'm on my phone right now listening to you, but I'm also on my computer looking at the Live Younger. That I'm invited. I'm already a member here, and I don't know how to watch this on the screen on the computer on the Facebook page.
Okay.
It's not.
Okay, no, great. You just go to Live Younger and go to the homepage, and then you're
down.
in the discussion tab. Okay, so that's going to show the feed, and then you just scroll until you find it.
And there it is.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it goes toward the bottom, or
No,
Well,
it's towards the top.
It's toward the top. Now, there's something else that I learned. Let's say there was a video that you loved and you don't know how to find it, and it happened a while ago. And this is something, from just being a learner. You go to more.
Jocelyn, thank you. I hope this was helpful.
Sorry.
And this is something,
Turn that down.
I think we need to mute a few people. You go to
No, that
media.
was my fault. I was trying to follow along with what you were telling me, and it I guess there's a delay.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
So
Wait a second until I'm finished, okay?
I'm so sorry.
Let's say you want to find a video from a while ago. You can go to the More tab, and there's so much here. And I'm still a novice, by the way. And you can go to Media, and then you can go to, why is it not showing? You go to Media, and then Videos shows up. Oh, here we go. Photos, Videos, Albums. So I'm going to go to Videos, and I'm going to go, oh, I remember Rita, man, this woman is a soaring senior. She's going to be 80 years young next month. She is out there every single day. I get inspired every time I watch her. I want to watch her again. Okay, so then I'll click on that. And then here's the Facebook Lives, because those were videos. Okay, so there's all kinds of ways to find things. But what I did is I went to More, and I went to Media, and then let's say there was a special photo I wanted to see. And then this will show the photos. Oh, like this was such a cool photo, All right. So just a few more little tips.
But if you're looking for a Facebook Live that's in process, it's in the discussion section. Just scroll down,
Yep.
a little bit. It's
just-
not very far down.
It'll be, and
I
it
found it.
Well, that
Okay,
actually,
great.
let me clarify that. It depends on how you have this set. If you have it on new activity or recent posts. I like to keep it on recent posts. And then a Facebook Live will show up. But if, let's say, for instance, there were a lot of other, reactions to something that happened in the past, that will move the Facebook Live down on the feed. So that's why you want to keep it to recent posts, and then it'll be very close to the top. in your feed. And I see the time, we've gone a little bit over, but I know this is, I didn't realize this was going to be such an important topic for people. We want you to be comfortable, and we know it's a learning curve, and be gentle with yourself, and you can always ask questions. We're all here for you. And, our community, I just am so grateful to all of you, because when people post questions in our community, they get wonderful responses because people just chip in. So thank you all for engaging, and we really want people to engage in the Facebook Lives. Yeah, that'll make a difference in your business. Any other final questions or comments from anybody? Are there any other hands up?
There's a question by Mary Page is, can we locate the Terry Warner's program? Is that
Okay.
in here?
No. Terry Warner's program is a private group for people
Mhm.
that were in that group. And if you
Okay.
were in that group, you'd have an invitation to that group. It won't be in here. You can see Terry Warner's 30 Minutes of Wisdom on our YouTube channel. And that's a great thing. Yep. But that is a private Facebook group.
Mhm.
Thanks for asking.
Great.
Okay. Anything
Robin,
else?
Robin,
Yes.
before we sign off, it's Michelle, but I saw Jen had her hand up a little while ago, but she took
Oh.
it down. I don't know if she still has a
Jen,
question.
Jen.
Jen, are
Yes.
you still here, Jen?
Yes, I just wanted to honor the time, and we're way past that. I'm so grateful, but I totally missed how to be notified for the Facebook Lives. And if
Great.
that is a quick answer, then please, but if it's not, I will get it somewhere else.
So what?
It bears repeating. It's very
It
important.
absolutely bears repeating. And I do recommend, Jen, you go to, guide number 26 and listen to Angela as she explains it in more
Yes.
detail on a computer and on a mobile. But here, can you see my screen? You go to the joined, and there's a
Okay.
drop down, and then you go to manage notifications. And you
Awesome.
click on that and you click all posts. Okay.
Okay.
Great, thank you for asking. All right, anyone find any other final comments, questions, anything else? And you can unmute and say goodbye.
I see that Kay asked a question on chat, Robin. I don't know if it was answered, but do we have to have Facebook open to get our notification of Facebook Live? We have to have it open and see that little, little symbol?
Yes, well, actually,
No.
no, you don't.
Comes out via Facebook Messenger, doesn't it?
Yes, it shows up. You'll get a, how did you get notified when a Facebook Live was happening?
I got a Facebook Messenger, I think. I don't know if Angela is on, could comment on that. I'm not sure. It's a good question.
It will show up even if you don't have Facebook opened for a Facebook Live, if you have your notifications on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
we'll
you.
get more clarity on that.
Yep. And we're
Robin, it's Helen. Someone's asking where can they find this particular training? So it will remain in our Live Younger Facebook group, but they also show up in our Live Younger YouTube channel where we can share them from. But how long is it taking these days before they're showing up? in
Getting caught
YouTube?
up. So probably Thursday. Normally we update YouTube on Monday morning, Wednesday morning, and Friday morning. So this call on Thursday should be updated sometime on Friday morning, added into YouTube.
Yeah. And I just want to give a major shout out for our group of admin, because they are constantly working on Vibrant Living and Live Younger, for not just for compliance, but to answer questions, to make sure things are clear. They really devote their time. They contribute that, Helen and Teresa and Darlene and Karen Doherty and Angela Shaughnessy and Helen. who I-
Teresa Grice,
Yeah.
Karen, Teresa,
Karen
Yep.
and Wendy.
and
So we
Wendy.
have a really wonderful group that is, we meet every week for an hour. And that is just an hour that we spend together, but we also spend time outside of that reviewing every day, going through the posts. So this group deserves a major accolades because they are in service to all of the community. So thank you to our admins.
Yes, Janet, it does take a village. Okay.
And add
You
in
wanna-
Victoria Reed as well. I know I was an admin once and it is
Yes,
a lot of
Victoria,
work.
I know I'm missing someone important. Victoria Reed is a major contribution. I mean, everyone has different skills and we learn from each other and it's been amazing. I mean, it's a beautiful little sub community and, you know, in the future, if anyone has interest, this is a great way to learn and be of service, but you know, just thank you all to the amazing admins. we have. Okay, you can unmute and say goodbye.
No,
Thanks,
no,
everyone.
not yet.
Not yet? Oh, we got something else. What's that?
One quick question.
Yes.
I have been on and off, and I do apologize for being late, but I was talking to a possible new customer, and she has shattered the knuckle in her finger, the major knuckle in the hand, and the doctor told her she'd be in constant pain unless they did surgery on it. I am wondering about that. I'm going to get her some patches, but I have the X49 and the X39. So-
X39, absolutely, and she'll probably need a pain patch and maybe Eon. Okay,
Okay, wait a minute, repeat.
X39, probably Ice Wave and Eon, because she's probably in a lot of pain.
Yeah, she is. She's taking, and it happens to be my sister. So
Okay.
I've got to get her these and
Tricia,
let her
And if
try.
you need me, reach out to one of your upline leaders if you need more coaching on that,
Yeah.
Patricia.
Okay, I'll do
Okay.
that. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
unmute everybody and say goodbye.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Hey,
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Great
you.
day.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Bye.
Thank
you.
Thank
you so much.
bye.
This has
been
awesome. Thank you.
It has. Thanks, Robin.
Thanks.
Bye, good day.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.